Alright, well that's better. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the vlog. This is one of those videos that I hoped that I would never have to make. One of those videos that, as someone who does YouTube and makes videos about cars, you really hope that you'll never have to make this video. But, unfortunately, today I do have to. This actually happened a few days ago, almost a week ago at this point. I think it was the same day that my last video was uploaded, was when the crash actually happened. Crazy thing, I left my camera at work, and so I didn't have it with me in the car, so didn't vlog anything. I didn't have the GoPro mounted, like I didn't get any footage of the actual thing. I just have pictures from Snapchat and that I just took of the car on my phone, which I will actually flash some of those up right now. Just there's a quick short video of the trail of destruction and then a bunch of pictures of the car. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a little worse for wear. I'm going to go through kind of all of the stuff that I know is wrong with the car at this point. We'll get into a small little bit about what happened, and then wrap up with what's going to happen with the car going forward. And yes, I did wear my Mustang shirt on purpose, because we are talking about the Mustang. Alright, so first thing is kind of everything that's broken. So I'm actually going to pull out my phone and some of the pictures, because it'll just make it kind of easier. Okay, so I have kind of the main picture that summarizes everything up, just to kind of be my reference when talking about this. But everything that needs to get fixed, as far as I know, mostly cosmetic exterior stuff. So front bumper is cracked and broken. The front splitter is not only broken but got dragged underneath the car. The passenger side fog lights are missing. The passenger side headlight was absolutely obliterated. It is just kind of missing. There's simply a hole where the passenger side headlight used to be. The fender is very dented. The hood is also very dented in that front spot. My front passenger side wheel actually cracked in half. I'll show you the best picture of that I have. Yeah, so the wheel actually cracked in half. The face of the wheel stayed bolted on to the axle and the rotor, but the actual, like, bell of the wheel, I don't know what you would call it, but the barrel, that's what it's called. The barrel of the wheel sheared off in a stress fracture all the way around, and the tire was just kind of there. The passenger side door was super dented. The passenger side mirror was gone. Passenger side skirt was also just ripped off the car. The back bumper kind of got taken off and misaligned. And that's pretty much it. I say pretty much it, like that's not much, but that is where we're at. Also, the some of the computer hardware that's in those headlights and whatnot, we found pieces of that kind of scattered everywhere. And obviously, with all of this damage to the wheel, the suspension has got to be pretty jacked up, because the car does have independent suspension. So each suspension, like, it doesn't have coilovers. I never ended up putting coilovers on it, or at least not yet. But the stock suspension definitely took a bit of a beating throughout all of this. So what actually happened? I was driving down a 2-lane road, 2 lanes and then 2 lanes on the other side with a median separating them. So I am in the leftmost lane, the inner lane, and in the outer lane there is a large semi-truck 18-wheeler with a big gravel payload, not like a box or like the tanker truck. It's like the gravel kind of hopper thing. And he's riding in the outside lane and I'm cruising in the inside lane, and I am just kind of going along, minding my own business, and kind of just expecting I'm going to pass him, because I'm naturally going faster than him. Big ol' heavy slow truck in the outer lane, so I'm just going along, not really super focused. And he comes over into my lane right in front of me without a blinker. There was no warning. I think he probably didn't see me because I was not that far back from him because I was planning on passing him, so he probably didn't see me. Comes into my lane without signaling and is super close in front of me. And like I said, I was going faster than him because I was planning on passing him. And so he comes over so close, the back of his trailer was so close to the front of my car that I slammed on the brakes to make sure I didn't hit him. And while slamming on the brakes, I had a split-second decision. I was going to try and swerve into the outer lane now, because he's moved into the inner lane and has now completely cut me off. So I slam on the brakes and want to try and get into the outer lane. And in doing so, what I neglected to mention was this all started at the beginning of a long sweeping turn. So that means that not only am I now swerving into the outer lane, but we're turning to the left. It's turning left. I'm trying to get into the right lane, and it's all happening in a split second. So after slamming on the brakes, trying to swerve around him, because of the curve, I swerve around him to go straight, but straight is straight off the road. So braking hard, now swerving, I'm kind of discombobulated, and I run off the road. No joke, just a little bit after getting off the road, my mind just cleared. I can't explain it, I knew exactly what was going on, and there was this fear of, oh my gosh, what did I just do to this car? But at the same time, there's this rushing feeling of, you need to find an escape. You gotta find somewhere to go in the car. To set it up even more, the car runs off the road for about 1/8 of a mile to the side of this curve. By the way, big truck dude just keeps going. I never saw him again. So I'm on my own at this point. I've run off the road, and there is up on the right, far ahead on the right, there is a big river. Not really river, kind of a retention pond / lake, but it's super deep. I have a picture of it right here. So yeah, big deep river. I'm coming from behind it. It's up here on my right, and there's a sidewalk. So there's a good amount of grass and then a sidewalk a little bit off of the road. You can see that in the short little Snapchat video showing the parts trail. You can see the sidewalk is a bit off the road. I'll show that again. So as you saw, the sidewalk is a little bit detached from the road, and now my passenger side wheels go up on it, or my tires go up on it. And I didn't want to lose it and go into this river, so I keep it on this straightaway. There's like this long straightaway with ditches that run between the road, this grass, and then the sidewalk. And then on the other side of the sidewalk is now this river. And then there's also guardrails to stop you from like going into the ditches. So I passed the river, I'm now going past it. There's a guardrail to the side of it. I didn't hit the guardrail, I didn't go into the river. We've cleared that. Still going. Keep going down this sidewalk, and there's a large metal pole, which I actually think happened before the river, and is actually part of the reason I didn't go in, was because it hit my passenger side and kind of cleared the whole thing. It skimmed the whole thing, and that's how all of that damage on the passenger side was done. Running off the road wouldn't do that to your car. I hit this pole, and it was just a short little pole, not like a big light pole, just probably like half a man-sized pole. My car skims it, screws up, so at this point, the wheel's gotta be broken, and we still have probably another 1/16 of a mile. I say 1/8 of a mile, it's a complete guess, but we're still going. And on the left now is a guardrail and a ditch. If I had gone into the ditch, I probably would have rolled over onto the top of the car, which would have been a really bad day for me. Now this whole time, I'm not focused on braking, which I know sounds stupid in hindsight, but this whole time I'm both in shock that I'm off the road in this sports car that doesn't belong there. It's very much caught me off guard, and I am just I've hit a pole, dodging things, I'm very out of it. And I reach a point where I just consciously realized I need to brake. So I kind of slam on the brakes and just stop her. Partly on the sidewalk, mostly in the grass, ditch about 3 feet to my left that I could have gone into, would have rolled, and I'm now stuck here. So I sit there for a second, I just kind of look around, realize where I am, and get out of the car. I have to make sure I can get out of the car. Very easy, open the door, step out. Literally 2 feet that way is the ditch. So I go around the back of the car, not seeing any damage on the driver's side, still kind of freaking out, get to the passenger side, and see this. So I get up to the front of the car, look down it, and just realize what's happened. I see trails that I've now left in the grass, realizing how far I've come. I see scattered pieces of my car leading all the way up to my car. And the interesting thing is, if you look at the marks in the grass, they're kind of just lines in the grass until the point where I start braking, where it really starts to lay the grass down because the tires aren't rotating anymore, they're trying to brake. So at this point, I've dealt with the fact that I'm off the road and the car is really screwed up, and I'm not really panicking, but just kind of trying to take in everything that's happening. And so I try and call my mom, and for some reason phone service was just terrible that day. I don't know why, but the phone call would not connect. So I had some friends, we were all heading back to hang out together. They were in a different car coming from a different place, and I had actually seen them turn onto that road, so I knew that they were just a bit up the road. So I call them, and I'm just like, hey, I ran off the road. They start freaking out, so they say, okay, we're coming back. So I'm sitting there, and they come back, realize how bad it is. I now know that I have a ride out of there, so we're good. And so the next step is I call my dad. I tell him, hey, I ran off the road. He says, okay, cool, I'm coming. He didn't say cool, but I'm paraphrasing. He just said, okay, I'm coming, I'm on my way. He's a little ways away. So next step is to call the cops, but a police officer had actually passed by and seen me, and I didn't know he saw me. I thought he just completely missed me, but he had actually seen me, and he turned around, which was so nice of him. All of the police officers I dealt with on this day were amazing. I can't thank them enough. They're obviously not watching this video, but if one of you does happen to click on this video and see this and recognize me and the whole situation with the pictures, and you were there, I really do appreciate you. All of y'all were so nice, so easy to work with. You have a very hard job, and I really appreciate it, and you were amazing on this day. They get my information, they get my story, and we're pretty much good. Tow truck comes, my dad ends up showing up, my mom ends up showing up, some family friends end up showing up. Pretty much a little army of people there for me, which was kind of cool. But car gets towed away, and that's the end of the crash story. So now we have the post-crash story. This happened on a Friday. So the repair places don't work over the weekend, so I didn't know anything until Monday, really Tuesday, because no one called on Monday, we had to call them. But repair place tears down the car, they take off, fenders, the bumper, they look at everything, probably took the door off, honestly, stripped the car to figure out how much this is really going to cost. They then turn that to the insurance, and we end up dealing with this big problem. So the point that we are at right now is we have a decision. We don't know numbers yet based on what they'll give us to total the car versus what they'll give us to fix the car. Don't know any of those numbers yet. We just know they kind of want to total the car, but again, it's our decision. I really don't want to total the car. I love that car. Dory, my baby, my car. Love that car. Amazing car. Kind of a little bit of a sentimental connection with it. So if I can save it, I really, really want to. But at the same time, if it's really bad enough, and once I have the numbers, we might have to total it and move on to the next chapter of life. But maybe the next chapter of life is just another chapter with Dory. I don't know yet. I don't have all the answers at this point. This really is an inconclusive video. It's just a story time with Joshua. Story time with Joshua, story time with Josh, whatever. Story time with Rockamax, there you go. But anyways, really crazy experience. Never had anything like that happen in my life, and definitely brought out a different side of me, a more task-focused side of me, a very logistical side of me. There was no time to feel emotions. I just had to move on from step to step to step and get it done. I was very, very lucky to, I mean, obviously it sucks. I wasn't lucky in the sense, I still ran off the road, but I was very lucky. One of the officers told me there were basically 3 ways, 3 different things you could have hit or run into or whatever that would have really changed the story of how you walk away today. And I really took that to heart. And I said this whenever my mirror got broken the other day, that cars are replaceable, parts on cars are replaceable, people aren't. Then it was kind of stupid because it was a $500 mirror. Now we're talking about possibly having to total the car. Again, now it's much easier for me to say cars are replaceable, cars can be fixed, people are not replaceable. And I am very lucky. Airbags didn't even go off because they didn't have to. I didn't walk away with so much as a headache. There was not a scratch on me. My car, on the other hand, had more than a scratch, but I was fine. I had amazing friends, amazing parents, amazing police officers. Everything that, once the one thing that went wrong, and the car came to a halt, everything after that went smoothly and perfectly, and honestly, it couldn't have gone any better. Amazing police officers, amazing friends, and amazing parents. So at this point, I really can't tell you, is Dory getting fixed? Is Dory getting replaced? I don't know. And what is she getting replaced with? How much will it cost to fix? I don't know. If she is getting fixed, that extra money that is more than the insurance will give us to fix it is coming out of my pocket, which is money that was going to go towards modifications for the car. So these modifications I've been talking about are getting postponed a lot because I'm about to slam a good amount of money into just trying to keep the car and or getting the next car. So I hope you're patient with me on that. I'm sorry that I've been promising modifications for so long. We get a few carbon fiber parts and some hood struts. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out right up here. I will put a tag right up here in the corner. Go check out that video, super cool video, just installing some things in the car. But yeah, not all videos have a happy ending. Hopefully, this chapter of life, this experience, will have a happy ending. But this specific video does not have a happy ending at this point. Besides the fact that I am fine, I'm safe, I'm good, I'm here to make more content. Things suck in life, and we just kind of have to get through them. Please like this video, just to kind of show support. I know that that's kind of like weird to say, like, how does liking a video make up for a broken car? It doesn't, but the support would be really amazing right now, and also if you want to support the channel, subscribe. Our current subscriber goal is 1,000 subscribers, and it's free to subscribe, so right down there below the video, just subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot with algorithms and growing, just to grow this whole thing, and just morale. Whenever I see more people subscribe, more people liking, it just makes it so much easier to continue making videos. Also subscribe if you want to see the next chapter of this. What's going to happen from here on out with the Mustang? So turn on notifications for that. All notifications, not just specified notifications. All notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that this video has to end like this. I'm sorry that this video had to be made in the first place. I didn't really have a lot of control over that. I did delay making the video because it just kind of sucks to talk about, but at the same time, it's life and it happened and I want to share it with you guys. But for the last time, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Peace!